integrative approach to type 2 diabetes. In the 2017 National Diabetes Statistics Report, sponsored by the CDC, it looked at both the diagnosed and undiagnosed diabetes population. An estimated 30 million people of all ages, or about 9% of the total U.S. population, had diabetes in 2015. So you'll be seeing a lot of diabetics in your practice. This total included a little over 30 million adults aged 18 or older, about 12% of the population, in which 7 million, about 24%, were not even aware or did not report having diabetes. The percentage of adults with diabetes increased with age, and it reached a high of about 25% among those 65 years or older. Compared to non-Hispanic whites, the age-adjusted prevalence of diagnosed and undiagnosed diabetes was higher among Asians, non-Hispanic blacks, and Hispanics during the times of 2011 to 2014. In the same study, looking at the prevalence of diagnosed diabetes among people of all ages, the 2015 data showed an estimated of 23 million, or about 7% of the U.S. population, had diagnosed diabetes. This also included children and adolescents less than 20 years of age. About 132,000 children and adolescents younger than 18 years had diagnosed diabetes, and about 193,000 children and adolescents younger than 20 also had diagnosed diabetes. Only about 5% of the people with diabetes were estimated to have type 1 diabetes. So this shows that most of the diabetics you'll see are type 2 diabetes, and as we'll discuss further in this conference today, we see that type 2 diabetes is a lifestyle disease. In the same CDC report regarding diagnosed diabetes, this report revealed that American Indians, Alaska Natives, had the highest prevalence of diagnosed diabetes for both men, about 15%, and women, about 15%. The prevalence varied by region, from 6% among Alaska Natives to 22% among American Indians in certain areas of the Southwest. Overall, prevalence was higher among American Indians, Alaska Natives, non-Hispanic blacks about 12 to 13%, the people of Hispanic ethnicity about 12%, than among non-Hispanic whites, which had around 7%, and Asians. The same CDC report showed that those persons diagnosed with diabetes who were among Hispanic ethnicity, Mexicans, had the highest prevalence, about 13 to 14%, followed by Puerto Ricans, Cubans, and Central and South Americans. Among Asians, Asian Indians had the highest prevalence of diagnosed diabetes, followed by Filipinos and Chinese. Other Asian groups had a prevalence of about 8.5%. And this is really significant. Prevalence varied significantly by education level, which is an indicator of socioeconomic status. Specifically, about 12.6% of adults with less than a high school education had diagnosed diabetes versus only 9.5% those with a high school education, and it even decreased to a little over 7% of those with more than a high school education. This is a map provided by the CDC, which demonstrates the diagnosed diabetes prevalence. And this shows that approximately 9.4% of the country was diagnosed with diabetes, with a range of 3.8 to 20.8%. And as you can see from the map, counties in the southern and Appalachian regions of the United States tended to have the highest prevalence of diagnosed diabetes. So you can see the areas where the dark orange and red are, which is really in the southern and the Appalachian sections of the United States.